All right, so today I'm going to talk about self-regulation strategy development. And this strategy can be used for a student for the rest of their lives after they memorize it. And there's lots of fun mnemonics. I know McKenna talked about Pow Tide, and I'm going to talk about a different one in just a little bit. But quickly, just to go over the 6 steps of this process. The first is to develop background knowledge just to get them going and thinking about the topic. The second is talking about discussing it. So discuss it as a group and get their strategies going and talk about the strategy you're about to use. The third is to model it. So as the teacher, you want to model their organization that they're going to use for their writing, and you're going to model the strategy you want them to use so they know what to expect and how to do it. Fourth, you're going to have them memorize it. So they want to memorize this mnemonics. That's why we use mnemonics, is so the students can remember it easier and they can use it for the rest of their lives. Because if they don't memorize it, then it's going to be not very useful to them as they keep on going. And then number 5 is going to be supporting. So you're going to slowly release control to the students. So you're going to support them in their writing and in their organization while you're using scaffolding. So you're still going to be there to help, but give them a little bit of the reins and let them control it a little bit more. And then number 6 is going to be independence. So at this time, they want to be able to do this on their own 100% without a teacher, because they want to generalize this skill. So when they go somewhere else and they start writing about something else or you're not there, they can use it as a student as well. So I will give you an example here in a second. So now we're going to demonstrate this strategy. So I have my sister here. She is going to be our student. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like we have kind of gone through a few of the first steps. So being step 1, I've already picked my topic for my modeling. So, all right, so I'm going to pretend that I'm going to write a paper. So I'm going to show you how we're going to go ahead and use these steps in a process. So I picked the topic winter. So after you pick your topic, then we want to go ahead and organize our ideas. So what are some other things about winter that we know? It's cold. What else?
There's snow.
Snow, good. And then I might pick one more thing. Let's pick one more thing. It's cold. There's lots of snow.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah, so there's holidays. We're talking about holidays. Perfect. So there's 3 right there. We'll go ahead and keep moving on. So now I'm going to move down to my tide, because I'm going to use Pow Tide. So I'm in the second step of my organizing and getting ready to write. So then I'm going to talk about my T for tide. Do you remember what T for tide stands for?
Topic.
My topic. So at the beginning of my paper, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my topic of winter. And then, so I might say, winter is a season that is in South Dakota between the months of usually November till February or March. And I could talk about the temperatures it gets to and things like that. And then I'm going to move into my important details. And for this, I'm going to have 3 important details. So for my important details, I'm going to talk about cold, snow, and the holidays that are within the season of winter. And so those are going to be my important details. And once I talk about my important details, then I'm going to end my story by wrapping it up and giving a conclusion. In a classroom, I would go through this a little bit more in depth, actually writing out, but for time's sake, I'm just going to talk about it now. So, all right, Lexi, let's go ahead and talk about, let's figure out what you are thinking you want to write about. So let's pick about your topic. What topic are you going to pick?
How I decided to be a speech therapist.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to write that? And while she's writing, just a reminder that really anyone can use this strategy, but it is one of the only researched writing strategies for students with learning disabilities. So this is a fantastic one because there's so many different mnemonics that you can use, and this is just one of many. And it works for 2nd graders all the way up to college students and adults. So once they learn it and memorize it, they can use it forever. All right, so your important details. What are 3 of your important details that you're going to use for this writing, Lexi?
1 would be learning about the job and what the job is. 2 would be job shadowing it to get an actual experience with it. And then 3 would be finding a school that has speech therapy.
Good. All right, do you want to go ahead and start writing those down, and we can expand those in a little bit. So now is the time that I would go ahead and support her and keep that scaffolding. So I'm in step 5, and she is slowly starting to do it on her own, but I'm giving her a few supports, guiding questions on what she's going to write about. So like I said, this is very effective with students who have learning disabilities, because they're worried about their other learning disabilities, but with writing, they all come together. And so this is a way that they can memorize how to do this. And so, Lexi, now for your ending, what are you going to talk about in your conclusion and wrapping up you're informing us on your decision?
Would it be like where I'm at now?
Yeah.
And where I'm going to go?
That's wonderful. You can go ahead and inform the readers about where you are now, and then what you're going to do in the future with this topic. So, this is a very useful strategy. I personally also used strategies like this, not with fun mnemonics like this, but strategies like this when I was younger and going in through my school years. And then here are my resources that I have listed as well. So teachinglearnerdisabilities.org, and then the SRSDonline.org, and the Indian Trail Elementary video that we watched, their little news channel, was where I found the Pow Tide mnemonic.